Previously on Sons and Daughters of the Covenant of Yah.
So this is We the Black Yahudim by Yosef ben Yachanan. He was actually of the Ethiopian, what they call Beta Israel, right? Or they call Philistines, right? The two dates cited above, 1675 BCF and 1232 BCE, are primarily related to the major dramas of Judeo-Christian and or Islamic theosophy. He says, yet these dates are much more recent than the original belief and practice of the Nile Valley high cultural civilization. The people who want to control the narrative that the Egyptians were Middle Eastern looking, olive skin, because when you shift the date historically wise, you can change the narrative and say another group of people came in there. We read last Shabbat where one of the authors talked about 35 centuries. You saw that in the Primo, that Negroes were taken into Egypt. Now they want to shift and change the dates. If Negroes were in Egypt as slaves at the same time in history that the sons and daughters of Abraham, Isaac, and Yaakov were there, then it's clear who we are. The revelation of this fact often causes religious zealots of Judaism, right? I gotta be very careful what I'm about to say here. You see it on the screen, right? Causes religious zealots of Judaism to holler anti you know what, and to place the word black before the expression whenever an African American is involved. What's that saying, right? You ever heard of black Muslims? You ever heard of black Hebrews, right? So you look at people like Vocab Below, they're the ones got to put the black in front of it, you know, because, after all, it can't be no black Judeans. He goes on to say, usually the charge of anti you know what has brought fear to the minds of Africans in Africa. Not only is the fear in the African Americans, but the fear is also in the Africans, the people that live in the land. They got fear. And this response always results in a paranoid charge of black/Negro anti you know what from the European American 1948 crew. Woo! That's what happened to Nick Cannon, Kyrie Irving, Kanye West, Tiffany Haddish. Now he says, now that the African American, not the responsible Negro Afro-colored community is aware of the fact that there are millions, right? Millions. He didn't say thousands. He didn't say a couple 100,000. Dr. Michael Brown. That there are millions of Yahudim who are other than white in color. Boom. And also of different facial physical characteristics than the so-called Caucasian, right? It has become extremely necessary that the history of the Israelites of both ancient and contemporary times be stated in a manner that includes Africans and Asian Yahudim.